In the diagram, O is the center of the circle. If angle NLM is 74 degrees, angle LMN is 39 degrees, and angle LOM is equal to x, find the value of x. So we are going to use the information found in this diagram to find the value of x. Let's begin by considering the triangle NLM. We know that the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. If we consider the triangle NLM, we have the angle formed at point L to be 74 degrees, and we have the angle formed at point M to be 39 degrees. So we can say that 74 degrees, which is the angle formed at point L, plus 39 degrees, which is the angle formed at point M, plus angle MNL is equal to 180 degrees. These three angles are the interior angles of the triangle NLM, and so their sum will give us 180 degrees, as we can see here. Let's simplify this for the value of angle MNL. When we do that, we are going to have angle MNL is equal to 180 degrees minus 74 degrees minus 39 degrees. And this will give us 67 degrees. This means that the angle formed at point N is 67 degrees. This information can help us to get the value of x, because we know that in a circle, the angle a chord subtends at the center of the circle is twice the angle it subtends at the circumference. If we look at the diagram here, we can see that the chord LM subtends the angle x at the center and subtends an angle of 67 degrees at the circumference. The theorem here says that the angle the chord subtends at the center is twice the angle it subtends at the circumference. This means that from our diagram, the angle the chord subtends at the center, which is angle LOM, is equal to 2 times the angle it subtends at the circumference, which is angle MNL. Angle LOM is given by x on our diagram, and the value of angle MNN is 67 degrees. So we can say that x is equal to 2 times 67 degrees, and 2 times 67 degrees is 134 degrees. So the value of x is 134 degrees. In the diagram, O is the center of the circle. SOQ is a diameter, and angle SRP is equal to 37 degrees. Find angle PSQ. So the question wants us to use this information found in the diagram to find the angle formed at point X, the angle PSQ. Let's start with the solution. We know that in a circle, the angle the diameter of the circle subtends at the circumference is 90 degrees. This is one of the theorems of a circle. The angle the diameter of a circle subtends at the circumference is 90 degrees. In our diagram, we can see that the line SQ is a diameter because it passes through the center O. So if the angle a diameter of a circle subtends at the circumference is 90 degrees, then we can say that the angle at point P, which is subtended by the diameter SQ, is 90 degrees. So the angle QPS is 90 degrees. Let's consider another thing. In a circle, the angles a chord subtends at the circumference in the same segment of the circle are equal. This is another theorem of a circle. The angles a chord subtends at the circumference in the same segment of a circle are equal. When we look on our diagram, we can see that the chord SP subtends an angle of 37 degrees at point R. And then in the same segment, the chord SP subtends this angle at point Q. The theorem here says that if the same chord subtends different angles in the same segment of a circle, those two angles are equal. What this means is that the angle SRP, that is the angle the chord SP subtends at the point R, is equal to the angle SQP, which is the angle the chord SP subtends at the point Q. So the angle at point R is 37 degrees and the angle at point Q is also 37 degrees. If we consider the triangle PSQ, we can see that the angle formed at point S, the angle formed at point Q, and the angle formed at point P forms the interior angles of the triangle. From mensuration, we know that the angles in a triangle sum up to 180 degrees. So if we add these three angles together, we are going to get 180 degrees. So this means that 90 degrees plus 37 degrees plus the angle PSQ, which we are looking for, is equal to 180 degrees. Let's solve this equation for the value of angle PSQ. This will give us angle PSQ is equal to 180 degrees minus 90 degrees minus 37 degrees. 180 degrees minus 90 degrees minus 37 degrees will give us 53 degrees. So the value of angle PSQ is 53 degrees. Find the value of y in the diagram. The sign we have here shows that the angle formed here is a right angle. That is, the value of the angle here is 90 degrees. The angle formed here and the angle formed here are vertically opposite. We know that vertically opposite angles are equal. So if the value of this angle here is 90 degrees, then the value of the angle here is also 90 degrees. From plane geometry, we know that one of the theorems of a circle is that the angles a chord subtends at the circumference in the same segment of a circle are equal. So what it means is that the angle that the chord RP subtends at the circumference of the circle in the same segment are equal. The chord RP subtends an angle of 35 degrees at point M, which is on the circumference. And in the same segment, the chord RP subtends this angle at point N, which is also on the circumference. The theorem says that the angles that a chord subtends at the circumference in the same segment of the circle are equal. So what it means is that the angle RNP, which is the angle formed at N, is equal to the angle RMP, which is the 35 degrees angle formed at N. And so the angle RNP is equal to the angle RMP, and both of them are 35 degrees. We now have this angle here to be 35 degrees. We have the angle here to be 90 degrees and the angle here to be y. These three angles form the interior angles of this triangle. And we know that angles in a triangle sum up to 180 degrees. So we can say that 35 degrees plus y plus 90 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. And y will be equal to 180 degrees minus 90 degrees minus 35 degrees. And this will give us 55 degrees. So the value of y in this diagram is 55 degrees. In the diagram, P, Q, R, and X are points on the circle with center O. Angle PQR is equal to 104 degrees. Find angle POR. This is a multiple choice question, and so we will solve the question, and then after that we will pick the correct option. The question wants us to find angle POR, so we are looking for this angle here. Let's join point P to point R to get the chord PR. One of the theorems of a circle is that in a circle, the sum of the angles a chord subtends at the circumference of opposite segments of the circle is equal to 180 degrees. In this circle, the chord PR, which we have just created, subtends the angle PSR in this segment of the circle, and also subtends the angle PQR at point Q in this segment of the circle. When we add these two angles, we will have 180 degrees. So it means that angle PSR, which is the angle at point X, plus angle PQR, which is the 104 degree angle we have here, will give us 180 degrees. We already know that angle PQR is 104 degrees, so angle PSR plus 104 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. This will give us angle PSR is equal to 180 degrees minus 104 degrees. And this will give us 76 degrees. So the value of angle PSR, that is the angle at point X here, is 76 degrees. Remember, we are looking for angle POR. Another theorem of a circle is that the angle a chord subtends at the center of a circle is twice the angle it subtends at the circumference of the circle. So it means that the angle that the chord PR subtends at the center is equal to 2 times the angle that the chord PR subtends at the circumference. So angle POR is equal to 2 times angle PSR. We have found out that the value of angle PSR is 76 degrees. So angle POR will be equal to 2 times 76 degrees. 2 times 76 degrees will give us 152 degrees. So the value of angle POR is 152 degrees. When we look through the options, we can see that the correct option is C. In the diagram, R, X, T are points on a circle with center O. Find the relationship between X and Y. This is a multiple choice question, and so we will solve the question, and then after that we will pick the correct option. We have angle ROX as X and angle RTX as Y. The question wants us to find the relationship between X and Y. Let's join point R to point X to form the chord RX. One of the theorems of a circle says that in a circle, the angle a chord subtends at the center of the circle is twice the angle it subtends at the circumference. So in this circle, the angle the chord RS subtends at the center of the circle, which is the angle ROX, which is given to us as X, is twice or 2 times the angle it subtends at the circumference, which is the angle RTX, given to us as Y. So this means that angle ROX is equal to 2 times angle RTX. Angle ROX is X and angle RTX is Y. So X is equal to 2 times Y. 2 times Y will give us 2Y. And so X is equal to 2Y. So the relationship between X and Y is X is equal to 2Y. When we look through the options, we can see that the correct option is D. In the diagram, RT is a tangent to the circle at R. Angle PQR is equal to 70 degrees. Angle QRT is equal to 52 degrees. Angle QSR is equal to Y. And angle PRQ is equal to X. Find the value of X. This is a multiple choice question, and so we will solve the question, and after that we will pick the correct option. We are going to use the information found on this diagram to find the value of X. One of the theorems of a circle is that in a circle, the angle between a chord and a tangent at the end of the chord is equal to the angle subtended by the chord in the alternate segment. On this diagram here, we have the tangent RT and the chord RQ. There's an angle formed between the tangent RT and the chord RQ, and that is the angle QRT, which is 52 degrees. The theorem says that the angle between a chord and a tangent at the end of the chord is equal to the angle subtended by the chord in the alternate segment. Here, the chord QR and the tangent RT meets to form the angle QRT, which is 52 degrees. And at the same time, the chord QR forms the angle QPR in this segment. So we have this angle here, angle QPR. The theorem says that the angle between the chord and the tangent is equal to the angle that the chord subtends in the alternate segment. So here the angle QRT, which is the angle between the chord and the tangent, is equal to the angle QPR, which is the angle subtended by the chord QR in this segment. So the angle QRT, which is 52 degrees, is equal to the angle QPR. So angle QPR is also 52 degrees. Considering the triangle QPR, we have the interior angle here to be 52 degrees, the interior angle here to be 70 degrees, and the interior angle here to be X. We know that angles in a triangle sum up to 180 degrees. So angle QPR, which is 52 degrees, plus angle PRQ, which is X, plus angle PQR, which is 70 degrees, is equal to 180 degrees. And so we will have 52 degrees plus x plus 70 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. 52 degrees plus 70 degrees will give us 122 degrees. So x is equal to 180 degrees minus 122 degrees. And this will give us x is equal to 58 degrees. So it means that the value of x in this diagram is 58 degrees. When we look through the options, we can see that the correct option is C. In the diagram, PQRS is a circle with center O. The length of QR is equal to the length of RX, and angle ROQ is 50 degrees. If angle QPS is X, find X. This is a multiple choice question, and so we will solve the question, and after that we will pick the correct option. We are going to use the information found on this diagram to find X. From the center of a circle to a point on the circumference will give us the radius. So it means that OQ is a radius, OR is a radius, and OS is also a radius. In the same circle, the radius of a circle will be equal. So it means that OQ is equal to OR and is equal to OS. So the length OQ is equal to the length OR and is equal to the length OX. The chord QR is equal to RX. And we have found out that OQ is equal to OR and is equal to OX. What it means is that the triangle QOR is the same as the triangle ROS, because the length OQ is equal to the length OR, and it's also equal to the length OS, and QR is also equal to RS. So the triangle QOR is the same as the triangle ROS. If they are the same, then if angle QOR is 50 degrees, then it means that angle ROS is also 50 degrees. So the angle here is also 50 degrees. So the angle SOQ will be equal to 50 degrees plus 50 degrees, which is 100 degrees. So the total angle formed here is 100 degrees. Let's join the point Q to the point S to get the chord QS. We now have the chord QS. One of the theorems of a circle is that in a circle, the angle a chord subtends at the center of the circle is 2 times or twice the angle it subtends at the circumference. So here, the angle the chord QS subtends at the center is 2 times the angle the same chord QS will subtend at the circumference. So what it means is that 2 times angle QRS, which is the angle subtended at the circumference, will be equal to the angle subtended at the center, which is angle SOQ. Angle QRS is X, and we have just found out that angle SOQ is 100 degrees. So you have 2x is equal to 100 degrees. To get x, I will divide both sides by 2. So x will be equal to 100 degrees divided by 2, which is 50 degrees. So the value of x is 50 degrees. When we look through the options, we can see that the correct option is B. The diagram below shows a circle with center O. The angles A, B, and C are as shown. Which of the following is or are true? The first one is A is equal to B. The second one is A is equal to C. The third one is 2b is equal to a. And the fourth one is b is equal to a plus c. We have the diagram here with angles A, B, C. And O is the center of the circle. This is a multiple choice question, and so we are going to solve the question, and after that we will pick the correct option. One of the theorems of a circle is that in a circle, the angles a chord or an arc subtends at the circumference in the same segment of the circle are equal. On the diagram here, we can see that if we join this point to this point, we are going to form this chord. The theorem says that the angles that the chord subtends at the circumference in the same segment of the circle are equal. This chord divides the circle into two segments. We have the upper segment here, that's the major segment, and we have the lower one here, which is the minor segment. The theorem says that if a chord subtends different angles at the circumference in the same segment, those two angles are equal. As we can see from the diagram, the chord that we have formed subtends this angle here, which is angle A, and the same chord subtends this angle here, which is angle C, and they are in the same segment. And so if they are in the same segment and they are subtended by the same chord at the circumference, then those two angles are equal. So we can say that A is equal to C. So angle A is equal to C, which means that statement I is right. A is equal to C. Let's consider another theorem. Another theorem is that the angle a chord or an arc subtends at the center of a circle is twice the angle it subtends at the circumference. Once again, on our diagram, we have connected this point to get this chord. The theorem says that the angle that this chord subtends at the center is 2 times the angle that it subtends at the circumference, which means that angle B is equal to 2 times angle A. Angle B is equal to 2 times angle A. So B is equal to 2A. If B is equal to 2A, then it means that the first option I, is wrong, because option I is A is equal to B. But we have established that B is equal to 2A, so it means that I is wrong. And in the same way, option I is also wrong, because we have 2B is equal to A. And we have established that B is equal to 2A is the correct one. So 2B is equal to A is also wrong. Now let's see if the last option, which is option IV, is correct, which is B is equal to A plus C. We have B is equal to 2A. We know that 2A is the same as A plus A. So we can say that B is equal to A plus A. We have established from the first theorem that A is equal to C. So we can replace one of these A's with C. And so when we do that, we will have B is equal to A plus C, which will give us the option IV. B is equal to A plus C. So it means that IV is also correct. And so our two correct options are II and IV. When we look through the 4 options we have here, we can see that that one is D. II and IV only. O is the center of the circle PQRS. Find the value of the angle marked X. This is a multiple choice question. We will solve the question, and after that we pick the correct option. We have this diagram here, and the question wants us to use the information found on this diagram to find the value of angle X. We can see that we have this angle at point O to be 220 degrees. We know that angles around a point sum up to 360 degrees. So if the angle here is 220 degrees, then the remaining angle here will be 360 degrees minus 220 degrees, and that will give us 140 degrees. So the angle POR, that's the angle we have here, is 140 degrees. Let's join point P to point R to form the chord PR. One of the theorems of a circle says that in a circle, the angle a chord or an arc subtends at the center of the circle is twice the angle it subtends at the circumference. So it means that the angle that the chord PR subtends at the center is 2 times the angle that the same chord PR subtends at the circumference. So what it means is that angle PQR is equal to half of the angle POR, which we have found to be 140 degrees. So angle PQR is equal to half of angle POR, and angle POR is 140 degrees. And half of 140 degrees is 70 degrees. So it means that angle PQR, which is the angle formed here, is 70 degrees. Angle PQR is 70 degrees. We want to find x. Another theorem of a circle says that the sum of the angles a chord or an arc subtends at the circumference of opposite segments of a circle is equal to 180 degrees. When you look on our diagram, the chord PR subtends the angle PSR in this segment, and that angle is x. And the same chord PR subtends this angle PQR in this segment, and that value there is 70 degrees. The theorem says that the angles that this chord subtends at opposite segment, subtends at the circumference in opposite segment, when you add them, you should get 180 degrees. So what this means is that angle PQR plus angle PSR should give us 180 degrees. Angle PQR is 70 degrees, and angle PSR is x. So 70 degrees plus x should give us 180 degrees. And so x will be equal to 180 degrees minus 70 degrees, which will give us 110 degrees. So the value of x is 110 degrees. When you look through the options, you can see that the correct option is B. In the diagram, PQR is a circle with center O. If angle OPQ is equal to 48 degrees, find the value of M. This is a multiple choice question, and so we will solve the question, and after that we will pick the correct option. The question says that O is the center of the circle. If O is the center of the circle, then it means that OP is a radius and OQ is also a radius. The length of the radius is the same, so it means that the length of OP and the length of OQ is the same. So OP, the length of OP and the length of OQ is the same. If the length of OP and the length of OQ is the same, then it means that triangle POQ is an isosceles triangle. In an isosceles triangle, the base angles are the same. So if triangle POQ is an isosceles triangle and angle OPQ is 48 degrees, then it means that angle OQP is also 48 degrees. So here is 48 degrees and here is also 48 degrees because triangle POQ is an isosceles triangle. One of the properties of a triangle is that in a triangle, an exterior angle is equal to the sum of its interior opposite angles. If we consider the triangle POQ, angle ROQ, which is represented by M, is an exterior angle. The interior opposite angles of this exterior angle are angles OPQ and angle OQP. The property says that in a triangle, an exterior angle is equal to the sum of its interior opposite angles. That means that if we consider the triangle POQ, the exterior angle ROQ is equal to the sum of its interior opposite angles, which is angle OPQ and angle OQP. Angle ROQ is given as M. Angle OPQ is 48 degrees and angle OQP is also 48 degrees. So it means that M is equal to 48 degrees plus 48 degrees. 48 degrees plus 48 degrees will give us 96 degrees. So it means that M is equal to 96 degrees. When we look through the options we have, we can see that the correct option is D, 96 degrees. In the diagram, O is the center of the circle. The line PQ and line RS are tangents to the circle. Find the value of M plus N. This is a multiple choice question, and so we will solve the question, and after that we will pick the correct option. Let's call this point point A, this point point B, and this point point C. One of the theorems of a circle is that in a circle, the angle, the diameter of a circle subtends at the circumference is 90 degrees. In this diagram, the question tells us that O is the center and AC passes through the center and it touches both ends of the circumference. So it means that AC is a diameter. The theorem says that the diameter subtends an angle of 90 degrees at the circumference. So it means that the angle ABC, which is the angle subtended by the diameter at the circumference, is 90 degrees. So the value of the angle here is 90 degrees. Another theorem of a circle is that a tangent to a circle makes an angle of 90 degrees to the diameter at the point of contact. So at the point of contact, the tangent makes an angle of 90 degrees with the diameter. It means that the total angle here is 90 degrees. And the total angle here too is 90 degrees. If the total angle here is 90 degrees and this angle is M, then it means that angle BAC, that's the angle formed here, will be 90 degrees minus M. So the angle here is 90 degrees minus M. And in the same way, if the total angle here is 90 degrees, and the angle formed here is N, then it means that angle ACB, that's the angle formed here, is 90 degrees minus N. So the interior angle of the triangle here is 90 degrees minus M. The angle here is 90 degrees minus N. And the one we have here is 90 degrees. We know that in a triangle, if you add all the interior angles together, you are going to have 180 degrees. So it means that angle ABC plus angle ACB plus angle CAB is equal to 180 degrees. And so 90 degrees plus 90 degrees minus n plus 90 degrees minus m is equal to 180 degrees. Remember that we are looking for m plus n. We can get that from this equation. 90 degrees plus 90 degrees plus 90 degrees will give us 270 degrees. So you have 270 degrees minus n minus m is equal to 180 degrees. When we rearrange this, we are going to have 270 degrees minus 180 degrees is equal to m plus n. 270 degrees minus 180 degrees is 90 degrees. So it means that the value of m plus n is 90 degrees. When you look through the options given to us, you can see that the correct option is C. In the diagram, the line PS and the line RS are tangents to the circle with center O. Angle PSR is 70 degrees. Angle POR is M and angle PQR is N. Find the value of N. This is a multiple choice question, and so you solve the question, and after that you pick the correct option. We are going to find the value of N. One of the theorems of a circle is that a tangent to a circle makes an angle of 90 degrees to the radius at the point of contact. A tangent to a circle makes an angle of 90 degrees to the radius at the point of contact. On this diagram, we have two tangents to the circle. We have PS and RS. The theorem says that a tangent to the circle makes an angle of 90 degrees to the radius at the point of contact. It means that at the point of contact, the angle between the tangent PS and the radius OP is 90 degrees. So it means the angle here is 90 degrees. And in the same way, at the point of contact here, the angle between the tangent RS and the radius OR is 90 degrees. So the angle here is also 90 degrees. If we consider the points O, P, S, R, we can see that it forms a quadrilateral, a four-sided figure. And we know that the angles in a quadrilateral sum up to 360 degrees. So it means that M plus 90 degrees plus 90 degrees plus 70 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. 90 degrees plus 90 degrees plus 70 degrees will give us 250 degrees. So we have M plus 250 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. This will give us M is equal to 360 degrees minus 250 degrees. And this will give us 110 degrees. So M is equal to 110 degrees. So the value of M, the angle here, is 110 degrees. But we are looking for N. One of the theorems of a circle is that in a circle, the angle an arc subtends at the center of a circle is twice the angle it subtends at the circumference. In this circle, we can see that the arc PR subtends the angle M at the center, and at the same time it subtends the angle N at the circumference. The theorem says that the angle that the arc will subtend at the center is 2 times the angle it subtends at the circumference. It means that 2 times angle PQR is equal to angle POR. Angle PQR is N and angle POR is M. So it means that 2 times N is equal to M. We have found M to be 110 degrees. So it means 2 times N, which is 2N, is equal to 110 degrees. To get N, we will divide both sides by 2. So N is equal to 110 degrees divided by 2, which will give us 55 degrees. So the value of n is 55 degrees. When you look through the options given to us, you can see that the correct option is B. In the diagram, RT is a tangent to the circle at R. Angle PQR is 70 degrees. Angle QRT is 52 degrees. Angle QSR is Y. And angle PRQ is X. Find the value of Y. This is a multiple choice question, and so you solve the question, and after that we will pick the correct option. One of the theorems of a circle is that the angle between a chord and a tangent at the end of the chord is equal to the angle subtended by the chord in the alternate segment. In this diagram, we can see that there is an angle formed between the chord RQ and the tangent RT. That is the angle QRT, which is given to us as 52 degrees. This same chord RQ subtends the angle QSR, which is given to us as Y, at the circumference in this segment. The theorem says that the angle between the chord RQ and the tangent RT is equal to the angle that the chord RQ subtends at the circumference in the opposite segment. So the angle QRT is equal to the angle QSR. Angle QSR is Y, and angle QRT is 52 degrees. So it means that Y is equal to 52 degrees. When we look through the options given to us, we can see that the correct option is B. In the diagram, PQRS is a circle with center O. The length of the line QR is equal to the length of the line RS, and angle QOR is 70 degrees. Find the value of X. This is a multiple choice question, and so you solve the question, and after that we will pick the correct option. From the question, we are being told that QR is equal to RS. So it means that the length of QR is equal to the length of RS. One of the theorems of a circle is that equal chords subtend the same angles at the center of a circle. So if the length of the chord QR is equal to the length of the chord RS, then it means that the angle that the chord QR will subtend at the center will be the same as the angle that the chord RS will also subtend at the center. So if angle QOR is 70 degrees, then it means that angle ROS is also 70 degrees. So the angle here is 70 degrees. Another theorem is that the angle a chord subtends at the center of a circle is twice the angle it subtends at the circumference. The chord RS subtends this angle 70 degrees at the center, and that same chord RS subtends this angle X at the circumference. The theorem says that the angle that the chord will subtend at the center is 2 times the angle it subtends at the circumference. It means that 2 times angle RPX, that's the angle at the circumference, will give us the angle at the center, which is angle ROS. Angle RPS is X, and angle ROX is 70 degrees. So we have 2 times X, which is 2X, is equal to 70 degrees. To get X, I'll divide both sides by 2. So X will be equal to 70 degrees divided by 2, and that will give us 35 degrees. So the value of X in this diagram is 35 degrees. When we look through the options given to us, we can see that the correct option is B. In the diagram, the line PQ is a tangent to the circle XYZW. Angle YWQ is 71 degrees and angle WZY is M. Find the value of M. This is a multiple choice question, and so we will solve the question, and after that we will pick the correct option. One of the theorems of a circle is that the angle between a chord and a tangent at the end of the chord is equal to the angle subtended by the chord in the alternate segment. In this diagram, we have the chord WY. This chord creates two segments. We have the major segment here and the minor segment here. We can also see that there's an angle formed between the tangent PQ and the chord WY. That angle is 71 degrees. The theorem says that the angle between a chord and the tangent at the end of the chord, that is this angle here, is equal to the angle subtended by the chord in the alternate segment. The 71 degrees we have here is in this segment, so the alternate segment will be the major segment here. The theorem says the angle between the chord and the tangent, that is this 71 degrees angle, is equal to the angle that the chord WY will subtend at the circumference in this segment, and that angle is WXY. So it means that angle YXW, that is the angle we have here, is equal to angle YWQ, which is the 71 degrees angle we have here. So angle YXW is also 71 degrees. Another theorem of a circle is that the sum of the angles a chord subtends at the circumference of opposite segments of a circle is equal to 180 degrees. We have the chord WY. As we have already seen, this chord WY divides the circle into two segments. We have the minor segment here and the major segment here. The theorem says that the sum of the angles that a chord subtends at the circumference in opposite segments of the circle are equal. So the chord WY subtends this 71 degrees angle here at the circumference in this segment, and the same chord WY subtends this angle here, M, at the circumference in this segment. The theorem says if we add these two angles together, we will have 180 degrees. So 71 degrees plus M is equal to 180 degrees. It means that M is equal to 180 degrees minus 71 degrees. And this will give us 109. So M is equal to 109 degrees. When we look through the options given to us, we can see that the correct one is C. In the diagram, the line PS and the line RS are tangents to the circle with center O. The angle PSR is 70 degrees and the angle POR is M, and angle PQR is N. Find the value of M. This is a multiple choice question, and so we will solve the question, and after that we will pick the correct option. We are going to use the information found on the diagram to find the value of this angle, angle M. One of the theorems of a circle is that a tangent to a circle makes an angle of 90 degrees to the radius at the point of contact. On this diagram, we can see that the line OP is a radius because it is a line drawn from the center of the circle to a point on the circumference. In the same way, the line OR is also a radius because it is a line drawn from the center of the circle to a point on the circumference. The line PS is a tangent to the circle, and the line RS is also a tangent to the circle. We have an angle formed between the radius OP and the tangent PS. The theorem says that the tangent to a circle makes an angle of 90 degrees to the radius at the point of contact, which means that the angle formed between the radius and the tangent is 90 degrees. So the angle formed here is 90 degrees. And the same way, the angle formed here is also 90 degrees. So angle OPS is 90 degrees, and angle ORS is also 90 degrees. If we consider the points OPSR, we can see that it forms a quadrilateral, a four-sided plane figure. From mensuration, we know that angles in a quadrilateral sum up to 360 degrees. So it means that if we add all the angles in this quadrilateral together, we are going to get 360 degrees. We know that the angle here is 90 degrees, the angle here is 90 degrees, the angle here is M, and the angle here is 70 degrees. So you have 90 degrees plus 90 degrees plus M plus 70 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. 90 degrees plus 90 degrees plus 70 degrees will give us 250 degrees. So we have M plus 250 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. M will be equal to 360 degrees minus 250 degrees. 360 degrees minus 250 degrees will give us 110 degrees. So it means the value of M is 110 degrees. When we look through the options given to us, we can see that the correct one is B. In the diagram, PQRS is a circle. Angle PSR is 78 degrees. Angle PRS is 36 degrees. Find angle RQS. This is a multiple choice question. So we will solve the question, and after that we will pick the correct option. We are going to find the value of angle RQS. That's the angle here. Let's call it X. One of the theorems of a circle is that the angles a chord subtends at the circumference in the same segment of a circle are equal. On this diagram, we have the chord RS. It divides the circle into two segments. We have the minor segment here and the major segment here. The theorem says that the angles that a chord subtends at the circumference in the same segment of a circle are equal. The chord RS subtends this angle at point P in the major segment, and the chord RS subtends this angle at point Q in this same segment. The theorem says that because the chord subtends these two angles at the circumference in the same segment, these two angles are equal. So if angle RQX is X, then it means that angle RPS is also X. If you consider the points P, S, R, we can see that we have the triangle PSR. The interior angle here is X, the interior angle here is 78 degrees, and the interior angle here is 36 degrees. The angles in a triangle sum up to 180 degrees. So it means that if we add X to 78 degrees to 36 degrees, we are going to have 180 degrees. 78 degrees plus 36 degrees will give us 114 degrees. So X plus 114 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. X will be equal to 180 degrees minus 114 degrees. And this will give us 66 degrees. So it means that the value of X is 66 degrees. Remember on our diagram, X is angle RQS. So angle RQS is 66 degrees. When we look through the options given to us, we can see that the correct option is C.